All right, it's now 28 minutes after 8, and it's time for your money on this Tuesday, the 14th of August, 2017. Joining me in studio to have this conversation, to my immediate left, I have Joanne Duty, who is the General Manager for Marketing at Centonomy. Good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you.
All right, and we also have Michael Dodo, who's a personal finance coach.
Thank you
for joining us as well. Well, let's talk matters finance for the youngsters, because, well, that's an area that many of us probably never got taught, and we keep learning the lessons a little bit too late. So it would be good for us not to reinvent the wheel and ensure that our youngsters, those who we bring up, basically are well equipped when it comes to matters finances. Let me start with you, Joanne. What are some of the things that maybe you have learned now that you're in an institution that deals with that you wish you knew before in regards to finances, or wish you knew at a young age?
One of the core lessons that my parents instilled in me when I was young, and we learned heavily, was that the value of money. Money has a lot of value, but one thing that we knew that it has value, but we were not sure how that value works. So in essence, my mom would say, we don't collect money, money does not grow on trees, but then I didn't understand, then where does it grow? So are we teaching our children where it comes from? When I go to the supermarket, children. So when I go to the supermarket, I try to teach them the value of money. So I gave you 200 shillings. It might not be able to buy what you want, but it can get this. And if you want this one, you simply have to save a bit more.
All right, Michael, where do you start with these financial lessons for children? Because when you talk about financial lessons, one sometimes is tempted to think of an institution, but does it have to start in an institution?
Actually, Mike, I think as soon as your kid is able to count 1, 2, 3, 4, I think that is when you should have the money.
It's time to start.
Yeah, it's time to also introduce them to money. Yeah, but now that is the basics. Yeah, but once they hit their teenage years, once they are able to know they need to spend money to get something nice, is when now you need to delve in a bit deeper. Yeah, and through this, you get them to learn about value, how to get money. Yeah, how to get money also, because you see nowadays kids feel a bit entitled. Yeah. They've been used to getting pocket money. They don't know where this money comes from. So we need to teach them how to earn this money, yeah, and then also show them the value of this money.
Okay. Yes. Now, Joan, how does one do this without necessarily feeling like they're corrupting the child? Because again, when you teach them the value of money and they begin to think money is the most important thing, because we have to prioritize, without necessarily sounding like you're already indoctrinating them with a very corrupt mind towards money.
I think the secret is in subtly introducing it, like Michael said, at a young age. I'd say from 3 years. When a child hits 3 years, that's the time when they throw tantrums, that they want things. So that's the point when you give them the lesson that you can't always get what you want, because money is associated with buying anything that you want. So at that point, you'll let them understand that, yes, I would like to buy this for you, but for me to even afford it, I've had to work for it. That's one of the very important lessons that our children need to learn, that you have to work for money. And we forget to teach this, and some children get money that is even someone's salary when you're grown up, yeah? And what happens is, if you're giving this kind of money, and when they've finished school and they need to go start working, and they get this job which is paying an amount of money that is even lower than what you used to give them, and you say they're not humble, but where did that start from? It's because they are used to getting that. They didn't know that the art of working for money, we need to introduce it early. As we teach them how to earn it, yeah? Let us also teach them how to spend it, because the only reason you know that money has value is because you spend it. Because when you buy a car for a certain amount, that's how you know this car is really expensive and I need to work for it. So let them learn how to earn it. Let them also learn how to earn it, and also saving, yeah? I cannot say enough of children learning how to save, and it's very easy for especially the young ones. Say, for example, between 3 and 7 years, it's simple. Just create some jars in your home. You can label one jar saving, you can label the other one spending, and you can label the other one giving, because giving is also a lesson that they need to get, yeah? Don't always give them money when they are going to church. Let them pick from the giving jar. Yeah, so give them, when we have those 3 jars, every time you give them money, let them decide for themselves where they want to put it. And then they can be deciding on Sunday, it's the giving jar. For the longer goals, let's use the savings jar. For the shorter goals, let's do the spending jar. The candies, the stickers.
Okay, Michael, very practical lessons there with the jars, but also how do I instill the value aspect of it? Because it's one thing to just put that money there and you can pull it out. I mean, after all, you didn't work for it. You're probably just given by your mom. How do I ensure that they attach value to that money? And secondly, attach the ethics of working for it?
Okay. Now, the thing is, kids best learn from adults, yeah? And they learn by observing and seeing what other adults are doing, like their parents or their older siblings. So if we start having good money habits ourselves, then definitely our kids will learn from us, and that's how you instill the values in them. Yeah. So if a kid sees you how you go around your money, how you spend your money, how you save it, how you invest it, then they are more likely to have these values when they're growing up. They've seen their parents do this, so they are also in a position to do this. And also, if they have older siblings, if they also practice the same at home, then they'll also learn from an early age. This is how you get money. This is how you save money. This is how you invest money, because we've seen our parents do it. We've seen also our older siblings do it, and this is how you instill the values from when they're very young. Yes, and also if you start having the conversation with them as early as now. Yes.
Okay, so we've established that the right time to start is as soon as they know how to count, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we've talked about now some of those lessons that one instills. But this needs to gradually increase to more technical and more, directed lessons. How do you advance that, Joanne?
I'd say by the time the children get to their teenage years, now they already have the concept of money, whether they learned it from you or they've been taught a bit of it in school. Advise that this is the point where you have to actively teach it as a parent. And we also run programs for teenagers between the ages of 13 and 17, where we put them in a class and we teach them about the different values. We teach them about savings. We teach them about investing, albeit in a very friendly, child-friendly way. So we do a lot of games, just helping them understand about compound interest. When I give my money to a bank, this is the reason why I'm able to get when it's a bit more. These are some of the lessons that we didn't learn when we were young. We knew, I don't even think we knew about savings or investing, yeah? But when we teach them, when they're brought to us and we teach them this, or you as a parent take the initiative of actively doing this, then they'll grow with these concepts. And by the time they're getting into their businesses and they're starting to earn real money, they already have the concepts, they already have the habit of doing it. So it's just adding more and more into the system, into a system that has already been created.
Okay, and you've talked about games. And Michael, I'd be interested to know whether one can use, for instance, there is a popular game that's known by some, Monopoly. Yeah. Which basically talks about investments. And I remember I played it when I was very young, and that's where I learned that Mayfair is probably one of the most prestigious places to be. In the UK, you've got the likes of Kent Road, Old Kent Road, basically, which are cheaper. But games like those, do they add up to financial knowledge and investment? Because again, it teaches you, first of all, how to earn money after going a certain round, how to build hotels, houses, cars, and all that. Do you think games like those add value to our understanding of the relationship between money and work?
Actually, Michael, that is very true, yeah? Like, if you see a game like Monopoly, just like you're saying, you need to, earn money, you need to know how to build houses, and also you need to choose where to build houses, and also charge rent from your houses and your hotels eventually, yeah?
Correct.
Now, you see, a game like Monopoly, it teaches, you see, when you look at it, yeah, it teaches you that you need to start somewhere. You get? And also, it teaches you that you need to, when you're starting, it's when you can take the risks. So that later on in the game, you can't start taking risks later on in the game. You start taking risks early on in the game. That's one of the core lessons you get from playing Monopoly, yeah? And also now, these games are very essential to young people learning, yeah? Because young people learn through activities, through group work, and through games, yeah? And especially in our Central Teens Bootcamp that we run, we have a few games, several games where we teach people how they can start saving money, how they can also start spending money depending on the choices that they make. So we give them a few choices to make, like where you want to live, where the kind of car you'd like to drive, and also the kind of food that you like to eat. So now you start saving money and investing money depending on your choices also, yeah? So we show them that your choices, they have repercussions, yeah? And we do this through a game. And through this, they also get to learn, oh, so if I do this now, I can get to enjoy later, yeah? Or if I enjoy this now, probably later on I will not have enjoyed, or I will not enjoy as much as I would have wanted to.
Delayed gratification.
Yes.
Okay, now, Joanne, what's the fundamental difference between a rich person and a poor? I've heard it said that it's a mentality. It's purely a mentality. Sometimes it's not how exposed you are. It's purely just your frame of mind. What's your thought to that particular statement?
I've heard it a lot as well. I don't think it's a state of mind because honestly, some people, when you say poor, cannot afford a meal, cannot afford somewhere a decent roof over their head. So in as much as we'd like to say it's a mentality, it's a problem that is there. Being rich, I'd like to call it being wealthy, because being wealthy is good. Being rich is being liquid.
What's the difference?
The difference is being rich is being liquid. You have cash. At the end of every month, every Kenyan citizen is rich because they've been paid. They've been paid. So you can go to a pub and enjoy, you can go somewhere. But being wealthy is having an array of assets, ensuring that every day you continue to enjoy what you want without ever having to work. So our definition of wealth as centonomy is being able to live the lifestyle you desire, because everyone's desire is very different. I might want I'm comfortable with a small car, someone is comfortable with a really big car. So being able to live the lifestyle you desire without having to work, because the day you don't have to work and your assets are now working for you and you can do what you enjoy, and even if it's working, you enjoy it, then that's when you can say that you're wealthy.
Okay.
So being wealthy is something that we need to learn, is something that we need to instill in our children, and we need to let them understand that if they don't start early, they don't have a chance with catching up with those who started.
Now, how do we move that lesson from what you've said? Because again, now when we're looking at the young, for them, the idea of wealth and riches is completely different from an adult. And an adult probably has more experience because over time, maybe you've realized that a car is not an asset per se.
Yes.
It is really just there for, movement. And it's something that you can do without. Whereas for a younger person, that is a symbol of status. It is a symbol of, your social well-being. So how do you translate that lesson from being very technical to the young to understand that your investments begin now for you to enjoy the kind of lifestyle that you'd like to live later?
It has something that we have to actively do. Okay, we said that we need to teach them from when they are young about the value of money. When they are young, it's as simple as carrying them to the supermarket with you. This is between the ages of, I'd say, 3 and 10. Take them with you. When you're making the decision, make it loud. Yeah, why did you choose this over this? When you're not sure if you want to buy something, ask them, involve them in the decision making. Do we really need this today? I don't think we need it because we have an alternative. Why did I pick this brand over this? So when they learn that they have to make decisions about saving money and investing, and then we teach them that this money that we saved because we didn't buy this, let's now not again go and waste it. Let's go and put it here. And over and above putting it here, maybe saving, because saving sometimes does not, the issue of compound does not come with a return. Let's put it somewhere where we can get a little bit extra more by the next time when we are accessing it. So when you do that, then they learn, oh, there are places where we can put money and we get with more money in return. Over and above that, let's teach them to work towards a goal. Because a lot of the times, even as adults, we forget to work without a goal and it becomes very hard every time when you're saving or investing and you don't know why you're doing it. Why are you doing it? So I'm putting money aside. What is it for? If you don't have a goal somewhere, you're likely to fall on the way or use it or divert it or use it for something else. So let's attach everything they do for a goal. When they're younger, it could be something as little as that remote car that he really wants, but you know it's expensive. But again, let it be something that they'll eventually reach, because now they'll get frustrated if they can't reach it.
Now, Michael, different people can afford different disposable incomes, and as a result, you'd give your children different kinds of incentives, or let's call them allowances. Is there a set rule as to how you dish out these allowances? Because like Joanne mentioned earlier, you'll find there's some children, you'll be amazed that some of the pocket money they receive is actually somebody's salary somewhere. How do you gauge how much to give them and how responsible they are, so that you're able to release more or not release as much?
Okay, I would not say there is a set parameter as to how much you should give them, but what you should look at is, what do you want them to do with the money? What do they need the money for? Do they actually need the money? Do they want the money in the first place? And also show them why are you giving them this much instead of this other amount? By doing that, they will learn the value of money, and also they will learn to make decisions of even if you have a lot of money, this amount that you're getting it for this reason, and this you're not getting it for this other reason, and also you can show them alternative ways. Like if you have excess of money, there are other things that you can do with this money, not just spend it. You can, as Joanne is saying, you can save it, and also you can invest. And at Centonomy, this is what we like to show all people who come through our programs. This is what we tell them. We do not tell you to give them like 10% of your earnings or 20%. No, give them according to their needs, and also according to what you think is appropriate for them at that age also. Yes.
Okay. Joanne, children learn more from seeing than what we tell them. And as a result, if I have developed bad money habits, how do I reverse that, especially before them? Because some of those habits, by just virtue of the fact that they're habits, they're things that I may not be conscious sometimes that I'm doing, but lead us the wrong way. How do I reverse that?
The first thing that we need to do is correct ourselves, because as you said, children don't do what we tell them to do. Children do what they see us doing. So when we make wrong decisions, wrong financial decisions, it really affects them. So the first thing is to set our finances right as parents, as individuals. Then after that, you'll be able to translate the right habits. Again, involving them in financial decision making. Let them understand why you're picking this over this. The other thing is help them understand the value of money by making them work for it. Identify certain chores in the household that they can do to earn it. And it's the same way you're earning or you're being paid because you're doing a specific job. You're adding value to a specific company or to a specific niche by your business. That's why you're getting money. So when we teach them, when we get the lessons right ourselves, it becomes very easy to translate it to the children. But if we have it all wrong, then they'll definitely learn and pick the wrong habits.
Michael, there's a question of balance, because when we I wash my dad's car every single day for no payment whatsoever, but it also developed a certain culture in me in terms of, my dad used to say that always earn your living. And by earning your living, what he meant was, if I lived, for instance, with an uncle, I don't have to be earning money for me to create value in that household. I can clean the car, do the garden, do whatever. That way I'm also earning my living. My point here being, how do we draw that balance? Not making the child now become one who thinks so much about money that if you tell them, move my plates to the kitchen, and they'll ask, how much are you going to pay me for that?
Of course, Michael, in this day and life, we always have to find our true balance in everything that we do. And also, it is the way we do this, it is not everything you should amount it or equate it to money. Like you're saying, like if you ask a child to move like a glass of water from here to there, you should not tell them that move this and then I will give you money.
But you see, since we've already created a culture in them that chores, which are things that are done within the house, for us to just have a clean environment, we all have to participate in ensuring that that house remains clean. But as a teaching lesson, sometimes we tell them, if I find your bedroom made well, You'll earn 100 shillings at the end of the week. That could be a good thing in terms of teaching, but are we also not instilling another culture there that could also be dangerous?
Also, I think it is up to us to see what is necessary for them to learn. Yeah, like of course making your bed, that is necessary for everyone to learn, and you should not. That should come automatically, and that also is a matter of discipline and how you're raised up. Yeah, but you see something like washing a car, or something like washing a car and doing a little bit of housework outside the house. Yeah, this is more tasking, and also it is not something that will go out to help you as a child per se. It is helping someone else. Yeah, and now when kids do this and they earn money, if like from washing a car and from washing their dad's car, they will say that because I did this for my dad, because now I can be able to ask for some money for it. Yeah, but because I made my bed, and I am the one who's going to sleep on this bed, that I should now ask for money.
That you should ask for money.
All right, Michael, just to add on to that, as we teach them about money, let it be out of their way. There are already certain things that as children they know they need to do.
They should do.
You know, cleaning the table, spreading your bed, that is your duty. It's a task. So it's when they go over and above their way. I mean, if they spread that bed so well, then that's when they get it, not because they just spread.
Okay. Your closing comments, Joanne, as advice to parents in regards to teaching their children. What is the one thing that they must do to ensure that their children do not regret or have bad spending habits when they grow up?
I think two things. Number one, you're the best example. So get it right yourself. And number two, attach every lesson, all these lessons that we've discussed, attach all of them to a goal. Working with goals is very motivating, even for individuals. When you're running and you know that's where you're finishing the race, it motivates you to run harder to get to it. But if there's no goal, then they'll be demotivated. So work towards a goal. All
right, Michael, your closing comments?
Just to echo what Joanne is saying, yeah. Again, give them something to work forward to, yeah. Something also to look forward to. Like if it's saving, I am saving this amount for this thing, yeah. And also have the conversation as early as now. If you start having this conversation as early as now, then when they grow up, then it will be easy. It will come automatically for them. And also, if you can't do these things yourself, look for people who can do them. Yeah, like us. Bring your kids to Centonomy, and we will show them how to think about money, how to earn money, and also we'll teach them how to invest money. And also we show them like. We take them to the tour, like to a financial institution, and show them what happens in the background. Like you won't like take your kid to a bank per se, yeah. But if you bring them to us, we'll show them, yeah, this is how you get money, this is how you earn money, this is where you invest money, and now we take them to the bank, and now we have someone from the bank talk to them, yes, and show them how now their money is invested.
How it's invested.
When they get there.
All right, because of time, we'll have to wind up right there. Thank you very much, Michael Dhodho, for personal finance coach, and also Joanne Duty, who is a general manager in marketing at Centonomy, for joining us this morning on the conversation right here on Your Money. It is now 8 minutes to 9, time for us to wind up the show. But do stay with us right here on KTN News. We have News Center lined up for you. From me, we say goodbye. Wish you all a fantastic and a wonderful day. Do take care of yourselves and each other.